邦球队代表团以及
We also
美
have
在华
representatives
各界
from
代
various
表，
sectors of the
我们对
U.S.
大
based
家的
in
出
China.
席
I'd
表
like
示
to
热
extend
烈
a
欢
warmest
迎。
welcome to all of you.
现在，
Now,
让我们以热
let's
烈掌
warmly
声
welcome
欢迎
Foreign
王毅外
Minister
长
Wang Yi to
致辞。
deliver a speech.
各位朋友，各位嘉宾，
Friends, distinguished guests, good evening.
今年1月1号
January the
是
1st
中华人
this
民共和
year
国
marks the
和美利坚
45th
合众国
anniversary of
建立外
diplomatic
交关
relations
系
between the
45
People's
周年。
Republic of China and the
习近
United
平主
States
席
of
和
America.
拜登总
President
统
Xi Jinping and
互
President
致
Joe
贺信。
Biden have exchanged
习近平主席
congratulatory
在
letters.
贺信中指出
President，Xi pointed out in
建
his
交
letter that
45
over the
年来
past
中美
45
关
years,
系
China-U.S.
历经风雨
relations have kept
总体
moving forward on
向
the
前发
whole
展，
in spite of
不
ups
仅
and
增进
downs.
了两国人民的
This
福
has
祉，
not only
也促
improved
进了
the
世界
well-being
的
of the two
和平
peoples, but also
稳定
contributed
和
to
繁荣。
peace, stability, and prosperity
两
of
国
the
元首
world.
都强调
Both presidents
将
highlighted
继续
their
致
continued
力于
commitment
稳定
to
和发展中美
stabilizing
关
and
系，
developing China-U.S.
造福两国，
relations to the
惠及
benefit
世
of
界。
the two countries and the world.
各位朋友，
Friends,
45年前，
45
中
years
美
ago,
两国的
with
老一辈领导
outstanding
人
strategic
以
vision
卓越的
and
战略
extraordinary
眼光
political
和非凡的
courage,
政治勇
the
气，
elder generation of
确定
Chinese and
了
American
一个中国原
leaders
则，
established
打
the
开了
One
尘
China
封多
principle,
年的大门，
thus opening
让两
long
个
shut
长
doors
期隔
and
绝的大
starting
国
all-round
开始
exchanges
了
between the
全面交
two
往。
long estranged major
45年
countries.
来，中美关
Through
系
the
克服
past
困难，
45
排
years,
除
our
干
two
扰，
sides have
砥砺
overcome
向前，
various difficulties
彼
and
此
kept
合作
our
领域之
relations
广，
advancing. The breadth
利
of
益
our
交
cooperation,
融之
the
深，
depth of our
辐
entwined
射影响
interests,
之大，
and the magnitude of
都
the
达到
impact
了
of our
前所
relations
未有的
have
程度，
reached unprecedented
不仅给
levels.
两国人民
This
带来
has
巨大福
delivered
祉，
huge benefits to the
更
two
深刻改
peoples,
变了
but also
世界历史的
profoundly changed
进
the
程。
course of world history. As
今天在场有
a
很多
nation, I know
老同事、老朋
present
友，
today are a lot
都
of old
亲身经历
colleagues
这
and
段
old
波
friends
澜壮阔
who
的
have
历史进
personally
程。
experienced
我看了一
this
下
extraordinary journey.
主要的名
And
单
as，I can see
光
from
中
the
国
list
驻美
of
大
the
使
guests,
今天在座就有5位，
we have 5
他们
Chinese
都为
ambassadors
中美
to the
关系
United
的
States.
健康稳
They
定
have
发
all
展
contributed
付出了心血
to，
做出了贡献。
health,
首
the
先是
healthy and stable growth
李兆
of
新，我们的
China-U.S.
老前辈
relations. First of all, Ambassador Li Zhaoxin,
然
our
后
old
是周文重
colleagues,
先生，也是我们的
and Ambassador Zhou Wenzhong,
老驻美大使，还有张业遂先生、
Ambassador Zhang Yesui,
崔天凯先生，
Ambassador Cui Tiankai,
当然还有现任驻美大
and
使
of course
谢
the
峰先生。
current Chinese ambassador to the U.S., Mr. Xie Feng.
还有4位曾经在纽约中国驻联合国代表团当过大
Also
使，
present are
老朋友们。
4
也有4
ambassadors
位啊，
who have
张
been
业遂先
stationed
生、
in
刘坚一
Chinese
先生、
permanent mission
马
to
昭旭
New York,
先生，
including
还有刘振
Ambassador 张业遂, Ambassador Liu Jieyi, and Ambassador Ma
我就不
Zhaoxu.
再一一的向大家介绍
Well,
了。
I will not
我
go
也借此
through
机
all
会
the list, and I want
向所
to
有
use today's
为
opportunity
中美关系
to
做出过
express
努
my
力和贡献
appreciation
的各界的
to
人士
all the
表示我们
people who
衷
have
心的感谢。
contributed and worked for China-U.S.
可
relations.
能还有1位，可能还没有到。
There is one more
当然，
guest
他到了之后，
who
我
hasn't
们也会
arrived,
向他表示我
and
们的
after
敬
he
意。
arrives, we would
那就
also
是
pay our
唐文
tribute.
生女士，
That is Madam Tang Wensheng.
她曾经见证了
She
中美
once
破冰
witnessed
的历史的时刻，
the
也为中美
historical
当时谈判
moment
付出了
when
心
the
血。
ice was broken
据说
between China and
还
the
在
United States,
路
and
上。
she has worked hard for
万物得
negotiations
其
between the two
本者
sides.
身。
A nation
百事
Chinese scholar
得
once
其
observed
道德
plants
身。
with strong roots
中美关
grow
系
well, and
历
efforts
经
in the
近
right
半个
way
世纪
ensure
的
success.
风雨兼
Making
程，
its way through
如
twists
同
and
历
turns
史长
for
河
nearly half a century,
大
the
浪淘沙。
China-U.S. relationship
沉
is
淀
like
下
a
来的
surging river.
是关
Much
乎
is washed
两国
away,
关系
but the
本
most
源的
valuable stays,
有益的启示。
namely useful inspirations regarding the
和平是
fundamentals
中
of
美
our
关系
relationship.
最根本的基
Peace
石。
is the most fundamental
中美作为
bedrock
世界上
of
最
China-US
大的
relations.
发展中国
As
家
the
和
world's
最
largest
大的发
developing
达国
country
家，
and the largest
两国人
developed
口占世
country,
界4 分
China
之
and
一，
the US together
双方
account
经济
for
总量
a
超过世
quarter of
界
the global
3分之一。
population and more than a
中美
third
两个大
of
国
the
不
global
冲突
economy.
不对
The
抗，
absence of
这
conflict and
本
the
身
confrontation between the
就
two
是
major countries
人类最
is
重
in
要的
itself
和平
the
红
most
利。
important peace
同
dividend
时，
for
作为
humanity.
联合国安
Meanwhile,
理会
as permanent
常任理事
members
国，
of the UN
中
Security
美对世
Council,
界的和
the
平与
two
安全
countries showed a
负有
primary
重大责任，
responsibility for world
应
peace
当
and
展现
security.
大国格局，
They should
发
assume
挥大国作
the
用，
vision and role
为
befitting
变
major
乱交织的
countries
世界
to give this
提供
tumultuous
强大
world
的
rock-solid
确定性
certainty
和正
and
能量。
positive energy.
合作是中美相处
Cooperation
最正
is
确的选择。
the right
过去
choice
数
for
十年
China
来，
and the US to
无
get
论
along.
是打击恐怖
The
主
world
义、
has witnessed
应
for
对国际
decades
金融
how
危机，
powerful
还
China-US
是抗击
cooperation
埃
has
博拉
been in
政治解决热点问
counterterrorism,
题，
addressing global
全
financial
世界
crises,
都
fighting
看到
Ebola,
中
and
美
seeking
合作的力
political
量。
solutions to
当
hotspot
前形势下，
issues. Under the
两国
current
之间的共同利益
circumstances,
不
our
是更
common
少，
interests are
而是
growing, not
更多。
declining,
两国
and
开
the
展合作的
necessity
必要
for
性
cooperation
不是减弱了，
increasing,
而是
not
更强
decreasing.
了。可以说，
For the
中
two
美合作
countries
对两
and the
国
world,
乃至对世界来
China-US
说，已
cooperation
经不是
is not
可有可
something
无的选择题，
dispensable
而
or
是
optional.
必须认
It
真
is
解决的
something
必
we
然性。
must do and must do well.
共赢是中美交往最
Win-win
本质的
is
特
the
征。
most essential
中
feature
美之
of
间
China-US
将近
interaction.
7600亿
Bilateral
美
trade
元的
is
双
close
边
to
贸易和
$760 billion
2600多亿美
and
元的
two-way
双向投
investments
资，
over
深刻
$260
反
billion.
映了两国在
This
经济
tells
结
a
构上
lot
的
about
高
our
度互补，
complementarity in
在全
economic
球
structure,
产供链上的
connectivity
深
in
度
global
连接，
industrial and supply
在共
chains,
同发展
and
上
shared
的利益
interest
共
in common development.
这是全球化背
It
景
is
下
an inevitable
国际分
outcome
工、
of
国际
international
产业
division
分
of
工的
labor in
必
the
然结果，
globalized world.
是两国经
A
济界的
rational
理性选
decision
择，
by the two
是
business
双方
communities
利益互补的
and a natural
自然取
option
向。
out of
中
complementarity.
美互利合作如
Mutually
同流
beneficial
向大海
cooperation
的
between China and the
滔滔
US
江水，
is like a mighty
人为
river
搞脱
flowing
钩
into the ocean.
封堵，
Any decoupling
只是
attempt to
逆潮
stem
而
the
动，
tide will
必然
only
得
be
不偿失，
counterproductive
反噬
and
其身。
self-defeating.
各位朋友
My
，1979年1月，
During his
邓小
visit to the
平
US
同志在
shortly after
中
the
美建交后不
establishment
久
of
访
diplomatic
美时候
ties in
说，
January
愿
1979,
两国人
Comrade
民
Deng
友谊
Xiaoping
和合作
expressed
之
his
船，
hope for the
沿
vessel
着
of
稳
friendship
定
and
和富有
cooperation
成
between
果
the
的
two
航线
peoples
扬
to
帆
sail
远
along a
航。
stable and productive course.
当前，
Today,
世界正经历100
transformation
年
not
未
seen
有
in a
之大变局。
century is unfolding
作为
across
世
the
界上
world.
最重要和最
China
复杂的一
US
组关系，
relationship is the most
如何让中美
important
关
and
系这艘
intricate
巨轮
bilateral relationship in the
校
world.
准
How
前
can we
行方向，
recalibrate
避
the
开
direction
暗
of
礁
this
险滩，
giantship of our
穿越历史
relationship,
峡谷，
steer clear
是我
of
们必
hidden
须思
rocks
考
and
的
shoals
重大
and
命
guide
题，
it through
也是必须回
gorges
答
of
的
historical
时代
significance?
之问。
This is a major subject we
去年
must
11
think
月，
about and a
习近平
question
主
we
席
must
同
answer
拜登
for
总
our
统
times.
在旧金山
Last
举
November,
行
President Xi
历
and
史性
President
会议，
Biden had a
谋
historic
划的
meeting in San
面向未
Francisco.
来的
They
旧金
created
山
a
愿景，
future-oriented San
为两国关
Francisco
系
vision,
指明了
charting the
方向，
course
增添了
for
动
and
能。
adding impetus to the bilateral relationship.
双方应以旧
The
金
two
山
sides should
为新的
take
起
San
点，
Francisco as a new starting point,
以相互尊重、和
make the
平共处、
principles of
合
mutual
作共赢
respect,
为
peaceful
两国相
coexistence,
处
and
之道，
win-win cooperation
把
the
两国
right
元
way
首
to
达
get
成的
along,
重要
and
共识
truly deliver
真正
on the
落到
important
实处。
common understandings reached by the two
为
presidents.
此，
To this end, we must
我们要坚
do
持
the following.
相互尊重，
We need to
当
respect
务之
each
急
other
是
with
树立
having a
正
right
确的认
perception of
知。
each other as the current
中美两
priority.
国是伙伴还
Are
是对手
China，and the US partners
这是
or
一个管总
adversaries?
的
This is an
方向性
overarching
的问题。
question
中国人
determining
崇
where
尚
this relationship
道
will be
并行
having,
而
will
不
be
相背，
heading. The Chinese
万
people
物
believe
并
that
育
all
而
ways
不
of
相害
life。should thrive without
中国的发
hindering
展
each other,
和振
or
兴
living things
有
should
着
flourish
强
without
大的
harming
内
each
生动
other.
力，
China's
反映了
development is
历
driven
史
by
的
its
必然逻
robust
辑。
internal
以中国式
dynamics
现代
and
化
is a
全面推
historical
进中华
inevitability.
民族伟大
To
复兴，
advance the great
意
rejuvenation
味
of
着
the
中
Chinese
国
nation
将为
through
世
the
界
Chinese
的
path
和
to
平发展
modernization means
承
that
担
China
更
will
大的
take
责任
on more
发挥
responsibility
更大的作
and
用。
make greater
我们
contribution to
无意
world
取
peace
代
and
谁，
development.
凌
We
驾
have
谁，
no intention
更
to
无意
displace
谋求
or
霸权。
lord over anyone,
我们愿在
still
相互
less to
尊重
seek
的基础上，
hegemony. What we are
致力构
committed
建
to
稳
is
定、
building a
健康、
stable,
可
healthy,
持续
and
的中美关系。
sustainable China-US relationship
我们希
on
望
the
美
basis
方
of mutual
也
respect.
能够
We hope
放
that the
松
US
心态，
side will go
本
easy
着
on
平等
itself,
和
and
包
in
容
the
的态
spirit
度，
of equality
尊
and
重中国人
inclusiveness,
民的选
respect
择，
the choice of the
尊重
Chinese
中
people,
国的发
respect
展道路
the，development
尊
path
重
of
中国的
China,
核心利益，
respect China's core
尊重中
interests,
国
and respect
捍卫国
China's
家的主
efforts
权
to
和
safeguard
领
its
土完整。
sovereignty and territorial integrity.
我们要坚持
We
和
need
平
to
共处，
ensure peaceful
重中之重
coexistence
是有
with
效的
effective
管控
management
分
of
歧。
disagreements as the
中
top
美社会制度
priority.
发展
China
道
and
路
the
各异
U.S. differ
这
in
是源
social
于
system and
双方不
development
同的
path
历史
due
文
to
化
their
传统，
different histories and
不能
cultural
因为存在分
traditions.
歧就
Disagreements
走
should
向
not
对抗，
lead to
更不能
confrontation.
动辄
Still
挥舞
less
制裁大棒，
willful
搞
sanctions,
强权、
power
霸权
politics,
和零和博弈。
hegemonism, or zero-sum game.
关键是要
What is
有
needed
求同存
is
异
a
的
vision
远见和
and
定力，
unwavering
不让分
commitment
歧和
to
差异
seeking common
主
ground
导
while
和
shelving
干扰
differences
两国关
and
系。
allowing no
45
disagreements or
年前， 中美能够
differences to
超越
dominate or
分歧，
disrupt
实
the
现建
bilateral
交。
relationship.
今天
China and the
我
U.S.
们
were
更应
able
该
to rise
有
above
这样的格局
disagreements and
担当。
establish diplomatic
习近平主
ties
席曾经指
45
出，
years ago.
不能让
Today
分
we
歧
must
成为
assume
横
such
亘
vision
在
and a sense
两
of
国之间的鸿
responsibility.
沟，
President
而要
Xi
想
has
办
pointed
法
out that
架
disagreements
起
should not be a
相
chasm
向而
to
行的桥
keep
梁，
the two
这
countries
才是中
apart.
美
Instead,
处理
we
分歧
should
的正确
look
的
for
思路。
ways to build bridges to help them work toward each other.
我们要
That is
坚
the
持
right
合作
approach
共赢，
for China and the U.S.
压
to
舱
handle
之石
disagreements.
就是推
We
进
need to pursue
互利合
win-win
作。
cooperation with
过去
mutually
一段时
beneficial
间，
collaboration
在
that
双
have
方共
balanced.
同努力下，
Thanks to the joint
两军
efforts of
在
both
平等
sides,
和
mill-to-mill
尊重基础
communication
上
and
恢
dialogue
复了
have
沟通
recently
对话。
resumed on the basis of
禁
equality
毒
and
合作工作
respect.
组
And the
也
working
在
group on
排除
counter
单边制
narcotics
裁障
cooperation
碍之后
will soon be
即
launched
将
after
起
the
步。
removal of the
下步
obstacle of unilateral
双
sanctions.
方要继
Going
续充分
forward,
用好
the two
在外
sides
交、
must continue
经
to
济、
make the
金
most
融
of the、
商
mechanisms
务、
resumed or
农业等
established
领
in
域
diplomatic,
恢复和建
economic,
立的各
financial,
项机制，
commercial, and
尽快把
agricultural
沟通的
areas.
桥梁
We should
架起
build
来，
bridges of communication
把
as soon as
合作的道
possible
路铺
to
起来，
pave the way for
排除两
cooperation.
国交往
We
面临
should
的各种
remove
障碍，
barriers to
穿透
exchanges,
虚假
break
信息制造
false
的各种
information
茧房，
cocoons,
不断拉近
forge closer
两国
links
人民之间的
between
纽
the
带，
two peoples,
为中美
and
关系
generate
健康
more
发展
positive
提供
energy
更多的正
for
能量。
China-U.S. relations.
我愿在此告诉各位的是，
I'd like to tell you
从今年
that
1月
starting
1
from
日起，
January the
中
1st,
方
China
已
has
经对
further
在
streamlined
美申
visa
请来华
application
签证
procedures for
实行
U.S.
了进一步
applicants.
的优化安排。5年邀请
We have
5万
begun
名
implementing
美国
the
青少
plan to
年来华
invite
交流学习
50,000
的
young Americans to
这项
China
工作
on
也已经
exchange and
开始
study programs in the next 5
中国也
years.
做好了
China
大
is
熊
also
猫
ready
年内
to
重
send
返加州
pandas
的
to
准备。
California again by the end of the
各位
year.
朋友，
My
历史
friends,
总是
history
波
always
浪式发
takes
展，
an
曲折式前进
undulating
的。
course and
中美关系
progresses
也不例外。
amid twists and turns.
2024年是
China-U.S.
中国农历
relationship is
龙
no
年，
exception.
在
2024 is the
中
year
国
of the
传统文
dragon.
化中，
In
龙
traditional
象
Chinese
征着
culture,
吉祥
dragon
与进
symbolizes
取。
auspiciousness and
期待
enterprise.
新的一
I
年
hope，that in the
两
new
国各界
year,
有识
both
之士
Chinese and
抖擞
Americans with
生龙
insight
活
from
虎的
all
精神，
sectors
鼓
will
舞
come
龙
forward
腾
with
虎
their
跃的气
energy
势，
and
推
dynamism
动
and
中美
work
关系
together
沿
to
着
push
正确方
forward
向
the China-U.S.
一路向
relationship
前。
in the right direction.
以上就是我的致辞，
So these
现
are
在需要干杯。
my
好，
remarks.
请各位
Shall we
举起酒杯，
raise our glasses and please join me in a toast
为中美建交45周年，
to the 45th
为中
anniversary
美两
of
国人民的
China-U.S.
友谊，
relations, to the
为
friendship
两国元
between
首
Chinese
在
and
旧金
American
山的成
people,
功的会晤
and to the successful
干杯
San Francisco meeting between our presidents. Cheers!
谢谢
Thank
王
you,
毅外长。
Minister
下
Wang.
面请美国
Please
驻
allow
华使
me
馆临
to
时代办
welcome
米
Jacques
德
de
伟
Fer
致
David
辞。
Milley of the U.S. Embassy to speak.
Good evening. Let me first thank both the CPA FFC and CPIFA for organizing this event. It was my pleasure to accept their invitation for tonight, and I appreciate being welcomed this evening here by CPA FFC President Yang Wangming and CPIFA President Wang Chao. Director and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Executive Vice Foreign Minister Ma Jiaxu, MOFCOM Vice Minister Wang Shouwen, Minister Liu Jieyi, PRC Ambassador to the United States Xie Feng, former PRC Ambassador to the United States Minister Li Jiaoxing, former PRC Ambassador to the United States Zhang Yesui, former PRC Ambassador to the United States, Cui Tiankai, former PRC Ambassador to the United States, Zhou Wenzhong, and distinguished guests. It is truly my honor to join you in commemorating the 45th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the United States and the People's Republic of China. Let me comment that Ambassador Burns is away from China right now, but he noted the importance of the 45th anniversary when he wished the people of China a Happy New Year on January 1st. 2023 was an active year for our bilateral relationship. We had the visits to China of Secretary of State Blinken, Secretary of Treasury Yellen, Climate Envoy Kerry, Secretary of Commerce Raimondo, California Governor Newsom, and a bipartisan congressional delegation led by the Senate Majority Leader. Meanwhile, the PRC sent multiple high-level visitors to the United States, including Vice President Han Zhang, Vice Premier He Lifeng, Director and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and MOFCOM Minister Wang Wentao. There were, of course, numerous additional encounters at all levels between our governments. All of this stepped-up diplomacy laid the groundwork for President Biden and President Xi to hold a candid and constructive discussion on a range of bilateral and global issues during their summit meeting at Woodside near San Francisco in November. They discussed areas of potential cooperation and exchanged views on areas of difference. The two leaders welcomed the resumption of bilateral cooperation to combat global illicit drug manufacturing and trafficking, including synthetic drugs like fentanyl. They also welcomed the resumption of high-level military-to-military communication and affirmed the need to address risks of advanced artificial intelligence systems and improve AI safety through bilateral discussions. President Biden stated in the meeting that the United States stands ready to work together with the PRC to address transnational challenges. This includes issues such as climate change, health security, and debt and climate finance in developing countries and emerging markets. The two leaders reiterated the importance of ties between the people of the United States and the people of the People's Republic of China. They also encouraged the expansion of educational, student, youth, cultural, sports, and business exchanges. The two leaders agreed that their teams will follow up on their discussions in San Francisco with continued high-level diplomacy and interactions in numerous areas. We look forward to continued interactions of senior officials between our two countries throughout the new year. In this spirit, it was only fitting that our two leaders saw it to be appropriate at the end of the year to exchange New Year's greetings to recognize the 45th anniversary of relations between our two countries. President Biden recognized in his letter that since 1979, the ties between our two nations have promoted prosperity and opportunity in the United States, in China, and around the world. He stated that he remains committed to responsibly managing our important relationship. He noted that he looks forward to continuing to build on the progress made by past leaders of our two countries, as well as the progress that he and President Xi have reached over their many meetings and discussions. As we look ahead to 2024, my colleagues at the U.S. Embassy and in our 4 consulates general look forward to working with our counterparts to continue to responsibly manage our bilateral relationship. Thank you for hosting this impressive event to commemorate the 45th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the United States and the People's Republic of China.
Thank you, CDA Millie. Next, please enjoy the string quartet by young artists graduated from Tianjin Juliet School.
各位嘉宾，青年艺术家们将为大家表演四首曲目。第一首《中国民歌·牧歌》，第二首《美国民歌·草地上的火鸡》，第三首《中国民歌《浏阳河》》，第四首《自由探戈》。Dear guests, the young artists will bring 4 performances tonight. The first one is Chinese folk song, Shepherd Song. The second one is American folk song, Turkey in the Straw. The third one is Chinese folk song, Liuyang River. The fourth one is Liber Tango. The menu is also already put on your table. Please enjoy the performance. 非常感谢你们的精彩表演 ，Thank you very much for your wonderful performance。现在请大家享用晚餐。Now please enjoy the dinner.